welcome back to our third video. And so in this one, we are going to make our bot actually do something. So first thing we're going to want to do is we are just going to want to make a simple thing where our bot can say something. So whenever we want to make a command, we're going to have to write @bot.command, and this is called a decorator. Basically what this does is it lets our code know that what we're writing here is not a normal function, but it's specifically for a bot. Then we write async, which means it's asynchronous, which means it's not going to run immediately. It's only going to run when it's called. Define, and for this we're just going to write add numbers. Now we're going to have to put ctx, which just means context. We need that in every single one. You're going to need ctx, comma, and then we're just going to write arg1. We're just going to write, actually I'm just going to change this to resend. Okay. Arg. And then we're going to do that colon. Okay. So what this means is that when we write the $sign resend, it's going to trigger this in the context of wherever it's triggered, and it's going to go in whatever's after it, that first word after it. So if we have, if we type something like $resend hello, hello is going to be what's passed into this command as arg. However, if we write hello world, only hello is being passed because there's a space here. If you don't want that space, you're going to need to do these around it, or you're going to have to add more args. So if we add arg1 and then arg2, then that hello will be arg1 and the world will be arg2. Okay? So, now that we have that, we're just going to go back to normal arg. Now what do we want to do? Inside of these you can do whatever you want, but for this first simple one we're going to do ctx, so in the context where it is, dot send message arg. Now we're going to run it. Beautiful. Now in this I'm going to make a new text channel, just so that it's new, and in here we're going to do $resend hello. That didn't work. What is it? Just checking ctx. Oh, it's just ctx.send. Cool. This should work now. I'm learning this along with you guys. Okay, we're gonna try it again. /resend hello. Didn't work again. Was never. Oh. Okay. This is a super important part that I don't have. Await. You always need to write await before you do your sending. You need that await keyword that makes it so that, because it takes time to connect the code to the Discord, we need to await it so that it happens once we get that connection. And look at that, it says hello back. We can resend. Hi, this is cool. Oh no, it only says hi, right? Because it's the thing. So if we wanted to say all of it, resend hi, this is cool. Hi, this is cool. Beautiful. Look at that. That's our first one done. Our Discord bot is working. All right. Now, this is going to be a short video, but the second thing I want to do is be able to handle how things are entered. So let's just do a simple addition, right? All we want to do is just add two things together. So we're going to have arg1 and arg2, okay? And these are going to be passed in as strings. So it's going to be like 1 and 5, right? But we want these as numbers to add them. So we're going to have to do x, we'll do a. A is equal to int arg1. This is called casting. What it means is that we're going to take arg1, which in this case is a string of 5, so it's just like words of 5, and we're having Python recognize that it says 5 there and turn it into a number that we can do like whatever we want to. B, we're going to do an int for arg2, just like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have like sum is equal to a plus b, and then we're going to send sum. Alright, So now we're gonna run this, and we're gonna do dollar. Is it still called resend? Did I make a new one? What did I call it? Yeah, I did resend. Okay. We're actually gonna change that. I don't like it being called resend. We're gonna define add. Just name it add. So now dollar add 5 and 9. 14. Look at that. That's perfect. Now, what will happen if we didn't do this casting, right? If we didn't do this casting, we just said arg1 and arg2. Let's see what happens. Run it again. We'll do this exact same thing. I'll even copy it so you know that's what it is. 59. Why does that happen? Because it's we're adding is two strings of a 5 and a 9. We add them together, it's 5, 9. Just like if you were to do hello plus world, that would be equal to hello world, right? So you need to make sure that when you want to get numbers from the messages, that you're casting them into integers, right? Okay. Now, last thing we're going to do before we end this video is I'm going to talk about being able to abstract it away, right? There's a bunch of stuff going on here, and maybe adding is something you want to do in a lot. Let's say you're making a calculator, and so you want to be able to add in a lot of different places, right? You don't just want people to have to do $add to add to it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to call this add, right? Let's just do calculate, right? And right here, we're just going to have, this is the operation, okay? We're just going to make like a really quick calculator, right? Operation, then we're going to do num1, actually we're going to do num1, operation, num2. So how this is going to work is we're going to write calculate 5 plus 9, right? So what that will do then is we're going to have A be num1, B is going to be num2, okay? So we have our numbers, but now we need to decide what to do. So instead of doing one, we're going to create 4 functions. So you know in JavaScript, you'd write like function, hello, like that, right? In Python, how you do it is you're going to write define. So we're going to define add, and we're going to pass in the A and B, right? A, B, and we're going to return A plus B, okay? So what that's going to do is when we call add of A and B, right, it'll return that. So we can actually just, so we can do sum is equal to add in A and B, then we'll do sum. Now, it's abstracted away. This addition is taking place in this other function, but if we run it, there we go. Beautiful. Now, one quick little thing before we finish the rest of this. You see that the add is above calculate. This is important because Python, when it reads the code, it reads everything line by line. So it reads line 15, then 16, then 17, then 18, then 19, then 20, then 21, then 22, on and on and on and on and on. And so the thing is that if we put the add down here, oh wait, it works. Never mind. That's just me being wrong. Okay, never mind what I said, but it's still best practice to put it up here because in some languages that is how it happens. Okay, so let's do the rest of it. So what's next? Subtraction. So we're gonna subtract, that's not how you spell subtract, A, B, and this is just good practice in writing functions. Multiply. For multiplication in Python, you're going to do the star, just like that, and then define divide, return A divided by B. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we need to figure out which operation it is. So we're going to do this with if statements. So we're going to do if operation is equal to the plus sign then sum is going to be equal to a plus, and we're going to change this to output because not everything's going to be a sum. Now, elif operation is a minus sign. Output is going to equal subtract a and b. See where this is going, right? Then we're going to do multiplication. And else, because that's going to be division, but not else. And I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so we did all of those, but in Discord, it's not going to be operation every single time. It could be different things. So this else here is saying that if it's an invalid sign, it's not going to work, and it's going to ask us to try again. Okay, so if we go in here, we're going to do calculate. Let's do 10 minus 6. We didn't have the spaces. Gotta remember to have the spaces. Super important. When you're writing to your bot, you gotta have the spaces because that's how it does the different arguments. So calculate 10 minus 6. 4. Let's calculate 10 times 50. 500. Calculate 8 divided by 2. 4.0. Now, the last thing we're going to try is we're going to calculate 8 and 2. Invalid sign, please try again. That's why we have that else statement in there. Alright, so you just created a calculator bot. It can do all of this inside of Discord, connecting straight from ours. That's super cool. Next video, we're going to go into having buttons and adding buttons and seeing what buttons can do to make this even cooler.